Hello and welcome to Muddypawscrime Live. Tonight we have Daphne, who is a family member of CODY. CODY went missing, but now presumed stolen or otherwise. Once you hear CODY's story, you'll obviously, be a little bit mind in turmoil like ours. And we will be looking to take things further, but you'll understand the story more as Daphne goes through what happened on that day. Okay, so thank you firstly, Daphne, for joining us. I know it's really difficult, so it's really brave of you to come on and do this appeal for information. If anybody has, no matter how small or big the information, please come forward in confidence. So for those that don't know about CODY, can you let us know what breed and how old CODY was when went missing, and also how old would be now?
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to everybody that supported me over the last 4 years. I thank you, Lisa. I also thank my friend Addie, who I adore. All the girls have been fantastic, so that's out the way now, and now I'll begin with the story. CODY was given to my son because he was a drug addict and he saved his life, which made him a semi-caring dog because James was seeing a psychiatrist and a whole lot of issues happened coming out of the drug scenario. He idolised the dog, absolutely. He slept with him, he lived with him, he wouldn't leave him. He was just an amazing animal, handsome. He was a blue Staffy cross. When he got stolen, he was 4 years old. I believe his walker wasn't walking him. And I've said that right from the start. That's my gut feeling. Basically, he went out for a walk with so-called her. I know we're not allowed to say names, etc. And James was phoning her because he'd got in from work and he couldn't understand why she hadn't brought him back. So he kept phoning and phoning and phoning her. Well, 4.5 hours later, she phoned him to tell him he'd been missing. And I'm convinced if we would have been there within that 4.5 hours, we would have found him. However, she didn't. So my gut feeling tells me, because James went round to her house and her neighbour had said, oh, she's just gone out. So that tells me everything I need to know about our baby. He wasn't with her. And I believe gypsies who were in the area on that day got very, very lucky and stole my dog, because I was looking after a dog when I got the phone call. It's my nephew's dog, who's a very old dog. And I traipsed straight to Hadley Wood, where the extension have had. It's called Jack Snake's Lane, which is the back of Cockfosters. And I traipsed with this old dog all the way through the forest, calling CODY, CODY, CODY. And I could hear a big dog barking. I'd never heard CODY bark because he never barked. And to this day, my gut tells me that was him. And then I heard a squeal, because if you touch CODY's feet, he didn't like it. And I heard that squeal and I thought, they've got my baby. And I've never told James that bit because I don't want him to know. But we searched. My son camped out in the forest every night for a week. I took him dinners down there. He had blisters like you have never seen in your life. It was a very hot summer's day. It's a woodland area, and he walked the length and breadth of Trent Park, from the main park through to the extensions of the park, looking for him every single day. He nearly lost his job because, although they were very kind to him, I have to say, he couldn't work. He was so bereft from this what had happened. And of course, he kept asking her, where were you? And he said, Mum, something don't ring right to me. Don't ring right to you, son. It don't ring right to me. I said, she was not walking him. That's how I feel about it, because that dog knew her for 3 years, knew her commands, knew her dog, stayed with her. So if she had have been walking him, he wouldn't have gone off after no squirrels, or I just think whoever was walking him couldn't control him. And that's where we got to. Anyway, we've searched, we done TV, newspapers, ads, leaflet drops in right the way down to Enfield Wash, Edmonton, Tottenham, back towards where I am in Hertfordshire, right up to virtually St Albans, all the way around. We've never had one sighting of him, not one. I even went out all night long with a group of women, including Addie and another girl, Sharon Ward, who was very helpful to me at the time. We laid down traps, we laid down food traps, nothing. And we've heard nothing ever since. Now, how can that be? I don't know
So
what else you want to ask.
yeah, so with the walker, did they say that they did walk Cody that day?
Yeah, yeah, she did. But she's lying.
Mm.
And I know
And
she's lying.
and do you think that it is a she, that obviously we can say she, do you think that she
Yeah,
used somebody else to walk Cody that day?
I do. I'd lay my life on it, in fact, Lisa.
Mm.
Uh, my boy knew her. He'd slept in her house with her own dog. They were like, they used to wait for each other on the green when James used to walk her. So she had a bitch and my Cody. They were roughly the same age. Maybe her dog was a year or so older. But he slept in her house. My dog was a well-behaved dog. He was a prime example. You would have said he was a thoroughbred because his shape, and James kept him on a diet, a better diet than I got. He idolised him. So, there was no way he would leave him with somebody that he thought was ever going to do this. But I think because he was one of her oldest customers, so to speak, she's given it to whoever thinking he'd be all right with them. And he wasn't,
Mm.
because he didn't listen to command. And my boy was a good boy. I had
So
never had a problem with him on command. And
mm.
I'm his grandma. And I
So
know
did
he's
you
not dead.
explain, Daphne, did she explain why it took her so long to call you to say
No,
that he was missing?
no, no.
Mm. Okay.
Which made me
Uh,
even more suspicious.
mm. And when
I
did
can
you? So
go on.
did obviously when you found out he was missing and then you went looking for him? Did the walker go out looking for him also with you?
Yeah, she was with us, but she was like half-hearted about it. A few days later, she went on holiday. A few days later, she bought a car. I don't think you'd get that kind of money for a dog like that anyway. Even if you got £1,000, wasn't enough to go on holiday with, and it wasn't enough to buy a car with. However, it's the walking him that got me, because she was not walking him, sir. I know it. My gut is so strong. Look, I'm quite psychic. I can't find out anything about my Cody because it's too close to my home. And I've spoken to people about him and they've said that he's still alive. I know that. I don't need them to tell me that. I feel he's out the country because he was such a good looking dog. But how anyone can take a dog like that and not go to a vet with it and not
Mm.
have the chip read saying, this don't belong to you. how can it happen?
Yeah, so I'm guessing, and well, sorry, but for other people, you are still keeping an eye on the money, aren't you? Checking for any scans, making sure the details are up to date.
Exactly. Yeah. I phone up at least once every months to the registration company. James is about to sell his flat because, as you all know, he got married last December. And they want to try and buy a house or two of them. So he's put his flat on the market. As soon as that goes, I will get in touch with him and I will register it to my address. Even though he's officially not mine, he was more mine than James's. I idolised him. We both idolised him. I'm dog mad. You know,
yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, that's the thing, you know. When a dog goes missing or stolen, it doesn't just affect the actual owner, it affects the extended family as well. And any friends or anyone that is, you know, connected to the actual dogs. We look at the dogs as children, you know, they're our family. So it does affect,
oh, he certainly was. And he was such a good boy. He was such a he had a character. I'd walk in the house and he'd be sitting on his mat and he wouldn't get off of his mat until James used to say to him, come and kiss grandma. And then he'd come. But he was such an obedient dog. That's why I know she was not walking him.
Yeah.
And it's very hard for me. I go to bed at night and I think, I get this feeling in my gut and it kills me. Because I saw something on Facebook with a little boy and the dog up and licked the little boy. That was my CODY. It was same face, same lick, same, you know, and obviously it's not him, but I keep reliving it. And it's 4 years on and it's made me really ill. And it's made
the thing is, you have no closure, do you? You have no closure as to what happened. Only the walker knows really what happened that day, you know, where he went missing, exactly where from, exactly what time, who was around, how many dogs she was walking. Now, I have to say to anybody that's watching and will watch this as it gets shared around, I tried to get in contact recently because obviously we've only recently been involved with Daphne because Addie, big shout out to Addie Summer. She's been a rock for Daphne and so many other owners as well. So CODY's story came to us so that we can try and help as much as possible. I tried to contact the dog walker in question. She decided to block me immediately on Instagram just for me wanting to speak to her about CODY. Now that to me shows that you're hiding something. So we'll look to take things further on that. Upon mentioning about the dog walker, I looked up her Instagram, her videos, her photos of when she's walking dogs, which she is still walking dogs at the moment. And I am absolutely appalled at the amount of dogs she walks, all off lead and swimming in a river. Now, if one of those dogs got into difficulty, you tell me how she's then going to get 4 dogs, 5 dogs back in one go. If one of those dogs decides to run off, you've got 3 in the river, 1 running off. How are you going to, you know, get all of those dogs back on a lead? It shows utter negligence, and she is still walking dogs. And I think that this dog walker does need to be stopped.
And my CODY was her first dog. My CODY was her first dog. Now, you think that would show caring and love because it was the first dog she'd ever walked. Yet nothing. Sorry, you've gone off speaker.
Apologies, my dog was barking, so I had to go on mute. Yeah, I mean, looking through, as we do, pictures and that, I'm actually quite disgusted also to still see some photos of CODY on her social media. and yet she's not willing to speak to yourself or me about actually what happened that day. Moving on, did you contact the police at all, Daphne?
Police were useless. Absolutely. Wherever at posters we put up the whole, James has got a well loved boy, and all the friends went out posting on lampposts, and wherever they could tie something they did. So a guy said to him, look, I can't ignore this anymore, I'm in media, I'm going to get you on this morning, which he did do. And James told his story willingly, because his story wasn't part here. It's what CODY done for him that was the important part. Anyway, we tried everything, even up until just before I know this, but I put it in the Enfield press, the Barnet press, right the way around the circumference of the area, in every newspaper, because the side from America and said, that's what I've got to do. It cost me £1,200 to do that. So I've tried everything to find my baby, and the lack of input from her was so minuscule. She told James, if you have anything to say to me, send me an email, because this is legal now. If you want to claim off of me, it's through the insurance company. He didn't care about the money. It's nothing to do with money. He wants his baby back.
Yeah.
And it killed my boy. Absolutely killed my boy. But she didn't go out looking for him. The police said, stay away with her, otherwise we're going to do you. He wanted to put a tracker on her, how to. And at night, he wasn't allowed to. We asked the police, there must be CCTV in that area because it's a residential area. No, we ain't got time. And I don't know whether the case is still open or the case is closed. But for a period of time, I was very ill from it. And recently leukemia. Thank God I haven't. But I'm still having tests because the white cells and the bone marrow has gone back to normal. However, doesn't mean to say bad again. So I'm still having blood tests every month. But all of that is to do with my baby.
Yeah.
I swear it's to. And she didn't go out with us after the first week. That was it. Couldn't care less. I'm going on holiday.
When you spoke to the press, and this morning, etc., did they contact the dog
Pardon?
walker at all? Did they contact her for
No,
a statement at all?
no, no. Couldn't. They weren't interested. Not a pinhead.
What about the press,
Nothing.
though? Because quite often sorry, I'm losing you a little bit on signal here, Daphne, so I hope you can hear me okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes when the newspapers put a story out, something like this, they will actually contact the dog walker for a statement. Did they not do that?
Nah. The only thing they done was James turned around and said, now look, I've been here, there and everywhere, have done this, this and this. He's now going to be registered as stolen. And I do believe, I phoned the police and I drove them flipping mad.
You have
weren't
to
interested.
get
It's
them to
cared
do
less.
it.
Well, what is it? It's a dog. It ain't a child. But to me, it's my baby. To my boy, it was his baby. That baby saved his life. Eternally grateful to that animal for doing that. Because I could have lost my youngest child.
Yeah, I'm just seeing in the comments, Tess has put, is this dog walker still walking dogs? Yes, she is still walking dogs, which is very concerning.
Yeah,
As I've earlier in the live said that she's very, very negligent. She seems to have her social media quite closed down now for obvious reasons, but there are ways round of still finding things out. What I'll do.
Listen, Go on.
Oh, I was just going to say, before we continue as well, I just wanted to show a slideshow of some photos and videos of CODY. Just in case people don't watch to the end, it's important to get the photos and that out for people to look at. So I'm just going to share my screen. Bear with me, everyone. Everyone that knows me knows I'm not great at this. Bear with me.
You and me both, Lisa. 72, this wasn't my era.
Oh. I have to apologise. It's not quite doing what I need it to. Okay, right. Oh, let me move back. This is CODY's page. If you haven't joined, share around as much as possible. People that are members do some new shares. It's Find Me CODY.
Oh, handsome darling. I miss you, Bubba.
He's very gorgeous. Just going to hide. You can see here, James even has a tattoo.
Look, he'd even had a tattoo put on him. And that day he showed me that tattoo. I nearly passed out. I knew something was going to happen. But I didn't think it was going to be that.
Oh, of course not. Okay. The next one's a video.
My baby, look at him. Was that some more what? Was that? I tell you, this is the first time that I've looked at these pictures in a very long time. Other than to send them to you.
Hopefully it will, show people that might have information about CODY or know where he is. They can have a look and see his markings and, pause where they need to.
Wasn't he handsome?
Very, very, very. Love him.
Oh, love him. My little dog. That was his only marking. That was the only marking. His nails were black. Everything was like brown grey. Where he's got a bit older, his pout got a little bit more white. But it wasn't white. It was like a grey tinge to it. Almond eyes that boy had. Handsome baby.
So this should be showing.
I think he's eating a nice lolly there.
So people can look back at it a little bit.
Look at him.
Showing.
What an animal. What a handsome animal.
He's really handsome.
He was looking for me. I remember that day in the park. James said, look, Mum, he's looking for you.
Mm-hmm. He's gorgeous.
Oh, God, he was so gorgeous. You got no idea. Look at him.
So please in the comments, and we just ask anybody for information. You can either get in touch with the admin at Find Missing CODY on Facebook, or you can contact Muddypawscrime in confidence as well. Just going to jump back to us two. Okay, right, it's just back to us two now. So I will put that slideshow into the comments so people can watch it at their leisure and share it around. You know, because Cody's been missing for a long time now, chances are as well he could be sold on. Somebody may have Cody that doesn't realise that, you know, Cody is a stolen dog. So you're not going to get in trouble. You're not going to get in trouble with the police. The family just want Cody home. So if you're not giving information because that's what you're worried about, please come forward and just let Cody go home. That's all they want to do. So I think you've explained a lot.
A minute?
Sorry, go on, Daphne.
I was just going to say, the only phone call we got, there was a fair in Finchley, and kids phoned us to say, we've got your dog, but we'll get killed if we disclose anything. Well, we went to that. I went on 5 gypsy sites because I'm not frightened of gypsies. So, you know, I know mafia, so why should I be frightened of them? However, I couldn't do anything. Couldn't find him. The fair went and off they went, and my boy wasn't there. I couldn't. They had him hidden, if that's where it was.
Mm.
And I know it sounds strange to say I know mafia. I come from the East End of London. I grew up with half of them. And I know them as good boys, not bad boys. So if they could have done, and I went on to them, they said, look, Daff, we cannot do anything. You know, we just can't. We can't find him for you. We just can't find him for you. And they tried. Trust me, they tried. But all good villains, you know, all good because of my youth with them. But they couldn't help me.
I mean, you know, there's enough out there. You've spoken about the impact it's had on James, the impact it's had on you, Daphne, as well. And, you know, Cody,
Insurmountable.
from the photos, yeah, Cody was very, very close to you both as well. You need to find out what happened that day. The only person that has information is that dog walker. Now, she needs to be truthful. She needs to be truthful. And why she would not speak to me, I don't know, because it was a very open, you know, discussion that could have been done with no siding, no anything, just to get closure, just to get the truth, to move on, to find out where Cody is. That's all anybody ever wants.
But can I tell you, see, out of sight is out of mind. I hope, God forgive me, because I'm not a cursing woman and I'm not cursing her, but I hope she don't have a peaceful night's sleep, ever. I hope it troubles her like it's troubled my boy and me. And my other son, and my husband.
We do hope that this live will reach her, and we will be trying to find somebody that can also send the live to her directly, just to show the impact it is still having all this time after. And, you know, the truth needs to come out. Just so that we can move on from that day as to where Cody might be now, so we can focus on that to get some closure for you and James. You know, ideally have Cody home, but any information is going to be helpful. So before we go, Daphne, is there anything else that you would like to add? Obviously, there's a lot of comments here for you that you can have a look at after.
So many things, but there are so many things, but it's knowing, you know, coming to your mind at the time, because don't forget 4 years has gone past, and it's not that I don't remember the semantics of it. It's just, it's the bits and pieces that you've forgotten. But there is no stone that I have, oh, well, laddie will tell you, there is no stone that I have not left unturned. I've turned everyone. And the trouble was, all I feel is how just turn your backside on us and tell James to contact us through email for legal reasons. I mean, what a bitch. What a bloody sorry. I don't say that
It's
those kind
okay.
of, well, Eddie will tell you who I am. And I don't say those things about people. I'm just not like that. But if I had my, I'd ruin her. I'd ruin her business. I would let everybody know. But until I know more about my boy, I wouldn't do anything.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
am
where I'm at.
very, very surprised. I'm very surprised the press didn't get a statement from her, because that's normally what they would do. I'm quite shocked at that,
No.
but
It
and
was in
also,
5 nationals,
hmm,
5 national newspapers.
they
Nobody,
would.
not the police, not the reporters. The police told us, you go anywhere near her, we're going to do you. That's what the police done for us.
Yeah, no,
So I ain't got no faith in them.
hmm.
But then in the news, you hear about the police being the biggest crooks, and they are. They didn't care a damn.
Yeah, I mean, pet theft in general is not on their highest agenda, unfortunately. But
No.
there's a lot of things that need to change. But even going down to the dog walking, there's some laws that need to be brought in about that as well. Because
Yeah.
we're hearing quite a lot about dog walkers and the things that can happen that shouldn't happen. And it's just, as I say, when I did look at her page, her recent page, I was disgusted with what I saw. Absolutely disgusted. The pure and utter negligence of that woman who should not
Hey,
be
look,
walking.
I could have texted her every single day, and I did in the beginning. And I said to her, right, you put this in Polish, and you get it on your way. And I got someone else to check that she'd put everything right, who was Polish. I didn't trust her. I could, I could just hammer her, but I'm not allowed to.
I know this
And
is
it
the
got
thing. I
to a
mean, I would love
stage
to
where
name her now, but just we have to do things the right
I got a
way.
stage where, yeah.
Yeah, we will
But I
do.
got to
We
a
have to do
stage,
things the right
Lisa.
way, and we will do for you. We will do everything the right way, the legal way. That to
Yeah,
try and get information as much as we can, Daphne. But it's just because it's a dog walker that's got information. She knows people. She's going to have spoken to people. They're also the people we need to reach for them to see the impact it's had. This 4 years on. Please come forward with information. What have you got to lose? You're going to be helping. How can you live with that guilt for the rest of your life? It's disgusting. Just come forward with information. But
exactly. Please,
yeah,
whoever you are, wherever you are, we don't care about what, who, what, and when. We just want our baby back. And that's all we want. We just want to know he's okay. And I'm convinced in my psychic mind that he's being looked after. I would get the instinct that he's no longer with us, and he is still with us. And I've been told by a very big medium that he's still alive. Where he is, how he is, I don't know. But if they armed him in any way, I will swing. I will swing because my
we just
baby
need to
to
know
us was.
Cody's okay. Any information you have, if you have Cody by your side when, whilst you're watching this, you might think you're going to get in trouble, as I've already said. You're not. Just need information. Cody needs to go home, please. Whether it's a neighbour, a friend, a family member that's got Cody. Maybe you didn't want to speak up 4 years ago. Maybe you know who the dog walker is. Maybe you've got things on that dog walker, because I'm sure it's not the first incident. If you didn't want to speak up 4 years ago, 3 years ago, please speak up now. You can contact, as I say, admin at the group that we've shown, and it will be into the comments, and it is already in the comments. Thank you, Karen, for putting that in there. You can contact admin there in confidence, or you can contact me at Muddypawscrime, again in confidence. We just want CODY to go home. So we'll finish off there, Daphne. I know it's been really difficult, but I pray and really, really hope that news comes.
Can I just say one thing? My James does not know about this tonight because I couldn't tell him. So I have to deal with all this with Addie and you and Karen and all the girls who have been so wonderful to me. I've made the nicest group of friends on this, you know, generally on Facebook, but I can't go on Facebook anymore because it kills me. And I always used to share everybody's dogs, but I can't anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I just can't.
I mean, that's why you have admins. You know, Addie Summer, you know, another big shout out to her. She's one of the best admins out there for a lot of dogs. I also just give a shout out to somebody that keeps mentioning about CODY as well, and he's always on the lookout for CODY, which is Kerry. You know, she's always on the lookout. I think she's watching. You've got so many people. You've got so many people out there, Daphne, nationwide, still sharing.
I'm very fortunate. But I've always thanked everybody and meant what I've said. You know, I mean what I say. I thank you from my heart because you've been great. A lot of you have been fantastic over the last 4 years. In my depressions, in my illnesses, I've been supported all the way around. It's like a blanket, and I couldn't wish for better people in my life. And I love you all, and I thank you all.
Oh, that's really nice. And you know, Addie, I know she'll be right by your side all the way through, as we will, and many more. So thank you, Daphne. We'll say bye now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll put the slideshow into the comments. Please share this live around. I'll be back tomorrow with Angela and Giles, the owners of Stolen Margie and Ruby. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee.